Courtney Murphy, Denver Metro Realtor, here to give you your October 2019 Denver real estate market update. Let's go ahead and get started today with average sales price. Oh, and I do want to remind you that we will be looking at September numbers since I won't have October numbers until November. Okay, average sales price in September came in at $483,734. That was down 0.56% from the prior month and up 6.06% from last September. First of all, let's take a look at that 0.56% down from the prior month. Totally makes sense to have our seasonal dips throughout the year. You know, we come off those summer months. Usually after May, we start to have some declines in average sales price, just seasonal drops there. So that 0.5% drop that we had, no surprise at all. 6.06% year over year. So as you know, for the last few years, we've had those double-digit gains, which kind of started to change in mid-2018. We saw lower year-over-year gains. And, you know, I think the lowest I saw was earlier this year. I think during the summertime. I don't remember exactly what month. It was about a 1.5% year-over-year gain. Since then, that year-over-year gain has been increasing up to 6.06%. So that's still a great gain. It's not in double digits anymore. And thank goodness for buyers that those double-digit gains are not sustainable for home prices, but 6.06%, that's a great gain to have in a year on the value of your home. I do want to break that down, that average sales price down a bit, because that $483,000 number, that includes both single family detached homes and attached homes, condos and townhomes. So the detached single family home average sales price came in September at $535,032, and the average sales price for a condo or townhome came in at $357,500. Now let's talk about sold homes. 4,506 homes sold in the month of September. That was down 20.22% from August. Again, expected seasonal changes as everybody's back into the swing of school and we're moving into fall. And up from last year, 2.22%. So this September, we sold more homes in the Denver area than we did in September of 2018. Our inventory is up as well. Actually, I should say it's up from last year, down from the prior month. We finished the month of September with 9,286 homes on the Denver market. This was down just 0.68% from the prior month, so barely noticeable difference, but down just a bit. Up 5.44% year over year. Again, I want to mention this. This year we have had more inventory than we've seen the last few years. It's been a great relief to buyers, but in spring, if you were watching my videos or paying attention to the market, you know that our inventory was up year over year. I think 1 month the highest I saw was about 45%. Our inventory right now is up just 5.44%, so that gap has narrowed. Days on the market. Days in the market right now, the average days is sitting at 33 days. That's up 6.45% from the prior month, and it is up to 22.22% from last year. So yep, homes are taking longer to sell. We have more inventory, but most sellers are going to be pretty happy to still in this market be able to get their homes under contract in about a month. Historically, that's not bad at all. So I want to do something a little bit different in this month's video. You know, there's a lot of chatter of what's going on in the market. You hear news reports that things are balancing out, which they have balanced out a little bit. It's not a balanced market by any means. We have just over 2 months worth of inventory, and anything up to 5 months is still considered a seller's market. So we're still in strong seller's market territory. But compared to the frenzy that we've seen over the last few years, buyers are sitting in a little bit better place. They have some more choices, a little bit more leverage, and they're not finding themselves in competitive situations quite as often. And of course, there's different segments of the market that are still on fire. You know, lower priced single family homes, those homes priced below that average mark, still very competitive, whereas you head into the luxury market, and it is a balanced market in that luxury homes, you know, over $1 million. So it definitely depends on price, neighborhood, those sorts of things of exactly what you're going to find and what to expect, whether you're selling or buying. But what I want to do different in this video, since there is so much chatter, what's going on? Things are changing. You hear that, right? I want to go ahead and take a look at our year-to-date numbers and how they compare to the last 5 years. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, so I put a chart up here on the screen, and hopefully you can see it okay. If you're watching this video on a smartphone or a small device, it may be a little bit difficult to see. If you're on a computer or whatnot, I'm sure you can see it quite well. But this chart, if you look across the top there, it's going to say year-to-date 2019, year-to-date 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015. So it's going to this is giving us a snapshot of what was going on in the Denver market at the end of September for the last 5 years. And I just want to take a look and compare some of these numbers. Knowledge is power, and I just for you to make your own decisions on where this Denver market's going, let's compare where we're at to the last 5 years. Let's go. All right, so the first line here is active listings at the end of the month. So this is for the last 5 years, how many listings were on the market at the end of September in each year. And you can see for 2019, and we already talked about this number, the 9,286 homes on the market at the year and at the end of September. And if you look on the next lines for 2018, 2017, you can see that those numbers are definitely less. So that, you know, you can see that we have some more inventory here in 2019. If you look at the next line, which is new listings, you'll see that so far this year we've had 59,379 listings. Going across the last 5 years, you can see this year we've had more listings. So obviously that's going to account for some of the excess inventory that we're seeing this year. And of course, going down to the next line, we have days on the market. With increased inventory, homes are likely going to take longer to sell, and you can see that reflected here. Whereas right now, 30 days on the market is the average, not just for September, but the whole, they're taking in consideration all of 2019. That average days is right at a month there. And looking back, you see 24 days, 24 days, 25 days, and 24 days. So about a week has been added onto our average days on the market. Not a whole lot of difference, but like I said, with that extra inventory, homes are going to take just a bit longer to sell. The next line down is days on the market, median instead of average, meaning half the homes sold above the median days and half the homes sold below the median days. And you can see we're sitting at 11 this year so far, whereas we were sitting at about a week for the prior 5 years. Now, let's look at sold homes. Where are we sitting there? 44,204 homes sold this year so far. Now, if you look, keep going across in 2018, there are actually less homes sold last year at this point. 2017, 44,909. So that's more than this year. But if you keep going across, in the last 5 years, 2019 comes in second place for most homes sold. So yes, we have more inventory, but we have one of the highest years of homes sold. Now, average sales price, as you can see, so far this year, we're at 487,814. Looking across the line, you can see that we are at the highest average sales price right now. That shouldn't be a surprise to you if you've been watching my market updates. We have seen nothing but gains in that average price area. And yes, as you can see, that the past 5 years we had higher jumps. Like I said, we were in those double-digit ranges, so you see higher and higher jumps, but we are still at a good pace here. Like I said, this month, 6.06% year over year. Let's go down to median price. Again, median is half the homes sold for under this amount and half the homes sold for above this amount. Right, again, of course, just like average home price, we are at our highest in the last 5 years at $420,000. Sales volume. Last year, and actually over the last few years, Denver has had been breaking records when it comes to sales volume. And as you can see right now, we are sitting at $21.5 billion in year-to-date sales volume, which is beating out the past 5 years, and likely we will break that record again. Just want to point that out. And then we see our close price compared to list price. And as you can see in the 4 years prior to this year, sellers were getting above 100% on average of their list price. That's dropped down to 99.31%. And really that is just once again an example of the fact that we do have some more inventory in our market, so buyers have a little bit more leverage there. Like I said, the sellers, it's still a seller's market. They still have the upper hand, but buyers have seen some relief, and therefore that percentage of closed price to list price has dropped below 100. So I hope that going over those year-to-date numbers gives you a good vision of what 2019 looks like compared to the last 5 years. Yes, our inventory is up. We've had more new listings this year. Of course, that means that days on the market is just a little bit longer. But as you can see, we're also selling a lot of homes. Like I said, we've sold in the last 5 years. This year is in second place for the number of homes sold by this point each year. So higher sales volume, higher average sales price. Obviously, like I said, our year-over-year growth rate is no longer in the double digits, but still very strong. And so make your own opinions on where our market is going. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And of course, a lot of times when I put these videos out, I get one-off comments that just said, it's a bubble, it's about to burst. If that's your opinion, I would love to hear your reasons why, because a statement without a reason isn't very helpful. I love the debate, or if you have some insight, I'd love to hear it myself. But hope that little snapshot of the last 5 years gives you some insight. Again, my name is Courtney Murphy, Denver Metro Realtor. If you're planning to buy or sell a home in the Denver area, give me a call. I'd love the chance to earn your business. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of my market updates or home tours around the Denver area. Thanks for joining me today, and have a wonderful day.